Hello and welcome to the REL 9B and 9C recap. I am Chaos Blue.
And I'm Twigs. How's it going?
Well, exhaustingly. But we're here. We're making it happen. Gengar is not here though, and he won't be here for the rest of the season because because he's going to be busy. I think we might have talked about it last week. I don't remember, but he's going to be busy with work, basically for the foreseeable future. So he will not be able to join us for the next while. Okay.
That is unfortunate.
So we are going to dive right into the recap for 9B in a moment. But first, I have the Reddit attackers up on my screen right now. There's a reason I have them up on my screen. Screen? Oh, that's really sad. Oh, I've pressed back one too many times. So 9B is back down to 11 out of 14 teams. It appears that the team that left is the Tacklers, which is really kind of sad. They haven't had a good record, but they came in late, and they did get one win. I think,
I think it was an admin win.
It might have been an admin win. It was. Wait, no, that was the. Well, they have a real draw. No, actually, that was also admin. I don't even know when they left. Anyway, it may have actually been like 2 weeks ago that they left. It's not really clear, but they did leave, and it's a shame because they actually have not a bad team as well. Like, they have a movement 10 gutter runner.
I'm wondering if it's one of those things where they just felt it was
like they came in late in the season and they weren't doing super great. I think they were a new coach, so they may have just decided that they may have gotten frustrated. They may have gotten busy. They may have decided it just wasn't for them. There's no way for us to know, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're just speculating.
But anyway, I just wanted to draw attention to that. So let's look at the games from last week. First one is Yeti to Conquer for an admin win. Second one is a non-admin game, Frosting and Filling versus Click Click Splat, which is a 0-0 draw. Which, I mean, North on Lizards.
Yeah, it was, I don't really know what to make of this one. I didn't watch it, but not a lot of damage was done either way. There was a couple KOs, but nothing fantastic. So, one of the casualties that Click Click Splat got appoed, because looking at the match report that I see, there's only one badly hurt for the rest of the game. So it looks like it was just a game of positioning that neither one could break through.
Yeah, it does look like both teams got stalled out. But in terms of positioning, Click Click Splat, I don't think they were in playoff contention, not serious playoff contention, but they were definitely in the top half of the division, let's put it that way. So this draw is it's definitely like a feather in the Norse cap, I think. Maybe not like a really impressive feather. Like maybe like a feather from a crow or okay, I actually want to say eagle because I gotta tell you, eagles shed feathers like crazy. If you have ever been to a nesting ground for eagles, it is littered with feathers.
Did not know that.
Or at least the bald eagles, that's the case.
Well, they've only played 4 games as they were a super latecomer.
Yeah.
So, and then pulling out no wins yet, but 3 draws and only 1 loss. That's very impressive.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It's not bad at all. Gad Stoppers got a 1-0 win over the Bounce Castle Enthusiasts. Which reminds
I know you
me,
love that.
I do seriously love it, but also, which reminds me, I need to update the stunty leaderboard. I'm going to do that right after this. um, okay, so yeah, goblins win, which is amazing. Looks like 16 armor breaks. I mean, I think I can sort of guess how they won.
I am looking at the casualty report right now, and it is insane.
1 kill, 5 injuries, 2 KOs.
What's really bad about that kill is it was a level 3 or level 4 lineman that had plus strength, strip ball, and wrestle. Ooh.
You know what else, though? Almost all of those injuries were from... In fact, all but one of those injuries was from a block.
Wow.
Swamp Wretch. Yeah, like this troll who got MVP came home with 9 SVP. Then there are 3 other players who got SVP from a block. So, yeah. Goblins did damage in this game, and they did damage without foul. Well, I mean, presumably they fouled as well, but they did damage from sources other than fouling.
Yeah, they show that those little green monsters actually are monsters, and that is a proper dicing, I think, when it comes to the armor and injury rolls.
I seriously love this. I didn't watch this game, but I wish I had.
This might be one where I'm going to go back and look at myself, actually. I think I actually noted that when I saw the match report come up. I was just like, I need to go watch this.
Yeah, like, usually I don't do that because I don't really have much time for it, but this is a game where I might go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. We have the Pananimals versus the Haasdorff Home Wreckers, which was a 1-1 draw.
I'm actually kind of surprised it was only a 1-1 draw. Elves don't do well against dwarves, so they were able to score and keep them from scoring, and kept the Mighty Blow at bay with only 2 casualties and only taking... Well, they did take 7 KOs, so that's a lot. That's a lot, but...
To be fair, it is Chaos Dwarves.
That is true.
Which, I mean, Chaos Dwarves are way worse for Bash teams to handle, but I actually think that elves have a little bit easier time with Chaos Dwarves than they do regular dwarves. At least depending.
I personally, as an elf coach now, like to face Chaos Dwarves instead of regular dwarves. But that's just a personal opinion.
Like, it does depend somewhat on playstyle and on how the match goes. Like, if you're giving up a lot of fouls, then you're going to have a bad time against Chaos Dwarves in a way that regular dwarves may not matter. But at the same time, like, the main benefits of the Chaos Dwarves, a lot of the advantages they have over regular dwarves are really advantages that don't matter as much against agility teams. And they give up their 100% block tackle spam to get those advantages.
Yeah.
Still though, you're right. The Chaos Dwarves did probably have the advantage in this match. So, you know, a draw is a good result. Anything else to add?
Just looking at the match stuff, it just seems that I'm not a fan of the bull carrying bull centaur. I think I've said that before, but he got the touchdown on him, so that works for him. And I really wish that the elves could have pulled this one out, but that's just me.
I'm a huge fan of the bull carry, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Well, you're also a dwarf coach.
I actually was a Chaos Dwarf coach before I was a dwarf coach, so...
Does that mean you're gonna, at this point, so you went from Chaos Dwarf to regular Dwarf, does that make Norse your next step?
Probably not. I sort of feel like playing something... If I re-roll, I think I will probably play something that's a little bit more different. Uh, but yeah,
Have some
no, like
stuff.
when I first joined the Rebel, I was playing a Chaos Dwarf in a different league, and I went, I don't want to play exactly the same team in different leagues, so I decided, let's try Dwarves.
Fair.
Because that's so different from Chaos Dwarves. And to be fair, it actually plays pretty differently. At least for the person doing the playing, I think it probably feels similar for the person you're playing against.
Yeah.
But I digress. Let's move on.
All right.
Next up, we have Rage Dwarf versus Werewolf on Wall Street. And the first place team takes the win.
Yep. Which also I saw this one pop up in the match report pop up in the chat, and I was so sad. I really wanted Werewolf of Wall Street to take this one, but Ragedorf is just they are kicking names and taking ass.
Yeah, like I think even a draw would have been interesting here, just because it would have made the division more close. It would have made the playoff race more interesting. Um,
It seems both of these divisions have runaway winners right now, and we'll see if it actually finishes that way. But I mean, good on them. It
Yep, but I mean, at the same time, we both may have been hoping for a werewolf success, something that I will never say again.
I know it's really hard to cheer for necro teams, but I found myself doing it, and I don't know what happened, and it makes me sad. But
like, it's one thing when it's a necro team versus a killer chaos team, but like most of the time, I'm not going to cheer for the werewolf.
Just wanted a little balance. And actually, they got more armor breaks and more injuries with a fairly equal amount of blocks. I mean, granted, it's mostly equal in the injury roll too, but it seemed to be a very balanced bash game.
Just can't keep up with those fastest sound dwarves.
I know, those dwarves are just too quick for those werewolves, man. Can't catch up to them.
Anyway, moving on, the last two games are actually both admin wins. Elements of Style and the Rotterhood both got the admin. So okay then. Any teams you want to look at?
Let's if I can pick one, I want to take a look at the pun animals.
Okay, we can certainly do that. Oh, I remember these names now. Yes.
I love these names.
I love the names, except for this one. Superb Owl. No, that's a stupid pun.
Superb Owl?
I hate this name. It is so bad.
I really hate this. I hate the Superb Owl too, mainly because I'm a huge NFL fan, and hearing everybody talk about the Superb Owl at January, February time, it really irks me. But other than that, it's okay.
Plus, also in the case of the Rebel, because of its meme, because it's a meme. Let's be real. It has been slightly more popular than the clearly superior REBBL.
REBBL, yeah, it should be called REBBL.
It should.
I have no idea why it's not the REBBL.
Because there's no consensus. That's why not. And the reason there's no consensus is because of this stupid pun.
I actually cringe every time Kejuru says it on the podcast, the Superb Owl, because every time it comes up with playoffs, he always says Superb Owl, and I'm just like, God.
He's just forcing it. But anyway, other than that, the names on this team are great. We have things like For Real
I really like
Doe
Awkward.
and No Fox Given and Hypocrite. And come on, The Right to Bear Arms. That's a classic.
I actually dressed as that as Halloween as the Second Amendment, and I had 2 giant furry bear arms as my costume. It was great.
That is the right way to do it. But as for the teams itself, there's a lot of dodge on this team, at least for a Dark Elf team, and there is a lot of stat ups.
I would like to see more levels on the linemen. I don't know if some of them have died or not throughout the season. Uh, but one of the things I try to do is try to get lineman levels early. And I don't know how easy that's going to be now that his positionals are very developed.
I mean, I don't think it's that hard. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's not difficult to do scoring or vanity passes with a elf lineman. It may
But
not be as fast as a blitzer, but it's still a damn elf.
I know, I agree. It's easy to score on them when they are in position to score, but you're never going to carry on a guy that doesn't have block or dodge when you have 4 players that have blodge and 2 with just dodge already. They're
Oh,
not carrying the ball.
okay, so that's true, but this and on any other elf team that would be a deal breaker. But for dark elves, you aren't gonna run deep with a single elf most of the time. You're not doing passing plays.
Yeah,
You are
I
carrying
agree.
that ball till you are in scoring range. And if you're doing
Yeah,
that, you're gonna have other elves around you.
that is true, but you're going to put the lineman as in the most likely to get hit position. At least that's how I play it. So
Yeah, true. But if you have four linemen, at least one of them is probably gonna stay standing.
that's true. So I would say, if anything, I would focus trying to get some levels on the linemen because it's really nice to have dodge and block on those guys as well. But definitely at least get that first level on Superb Owl because she needs it. Even though we both think she should die, maybe let her die, get another witch, have a better pun, and then level that one up. And until then, level up the lineman. I think that's a good compromise.
But in terms of other elves, movement 8, witch elf, amazing. Movement 8 blitzer, great.
I would kill for an Agi 5 blitzer.
Agi 5 blitzer, just give it leap. I would have taken leap even before dodge. You have instant cage dives.
That is true.
Nothing can stop you.
Dodge is it's a decent pick too, though. If they have a loose cage, you're more than likely getting in anyway.
Yeah,
so.
like I mean, I'm not saying dodge is bad, especially with Agi 5. Dodge is actually really good, but on the blitzer in particular, on the Dark Elf blitzer in particular, I think having that cage dive potential is like really valuable. Like one of the reasons war elves are so amazing, war elves, war dancers, is because they have the stupid leap. It's not the dodge that makes them well, no, the dodge also makes them amazing.
Yeah. I understand why you'd want to get blodge first, just to protect them from hits back. So I don't think that's a bad choice. And he's only 2 SPP away from getting either leap or strip ball or whatever else he wants. So
yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying that the dodge is bad. Again, the dodge is really good. Leap is more fun, okay? Clearly it is the superior choice. Okay, so also, 1 tackle blitzer, which I like. I don't think you need a lot of tackle necessarily, but having having at least one is definitely necessary.
Yeah, you definitely want at least 1 tackle, and it really all depends on who is in your division. So, like in my division, there's a lot of dodge, so tackle is very useful. In this one, it looks like most of the power players are bash teams that don't have dodge as much, so maybe investing in a whole lot of tackle isn't the best bet. It's only got 1.
In this division, having 1 to 3 tackle players is probably the right number.
Yeah.
Depending mostly on who you have left when you get the rolls.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't really have a particular one picked out. So, let's see. Let's look at the Rotterhood really quickly here. Join in the worship of the Holy Rot. This is a pretty well-developed team.
It really is.
This is the one that had like a good record. Yeah, it's 4-6-4-1.
This is the one that I remember thinking, how the hell do they have 4 Pestigors already this early in the season? And they're all still alive.
Yep. Well, it looks like one of them might have died. Wait, no, actually, I was looking at a Nurgle warrior, but it did indeed die. 2 matches.
But yeah, they got. I don't know what else you'd want on this Nurgle team other than maybe some guard. Definitely some guard, actually. I'm surprised that the 2 Rotters that are rookie injuries are still around.
Well, I think
I
think
understand.
they are bench is the thing. Like if that was Rotter number 11, I would definitely fire it. But as Rotter number 12 and 13, I can understand wanting to keep it because it's not like you want to buy Rotters.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand why Dorf is one of his Rotters because you want to keep your Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But and also hydrogen, but yeah, I mean it doesn't hurt. But you got 140k to spare, so unless you're trying to get a level 2 with a stadium increase, there's nothing really else he needs to buy. He's already got 3 rerolls in every positional max. Doesn't hurt to recycle those guys, but it all depends on if he wants that. I don't know what Nurgle would get as their club enhancement.
I don't know. I don't know what their inducements are, so they probably don't have any really good cheap inducements or star players, really.
I'm assuming he'd want to stop throw a rock or.
I think you
invasion.
would get one of the ones that lets you limit kickoff events, because I don't think you benefit from Nuffle's Altar. I don't think you need the bribe. Maybe just
bribe doesn't hurt if you get a dirty player rotter. I like dirty player rotters. Get one.
Maybe you just take the wizard.
I feel like no one should take the wizard unless you're Skaven.
Well, that's sort of the thing, right? Like, wizards are much better for agility teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like, if this team was in a different division, it would, with its record, it would be going to playoffs. I expect it to do very well next season.
I think so too. It's definitely got great development, and even if it's still technically in the running for playoffs, isn't it? Aren't they like in second place?
We'll go look at that in a minute, but it is technically possible.
But it's at this point it's probably gonna be tough, but I still think that, even if they don't make it this season, they are a strong candidate to get it next season.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Okay, so there's actually just one thing here that I want to mention before we head out to the next screen, and that is talking about the Nurgle Warriors. So, like, feel free to disagree with me or tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't like taking Mighty Blow first. I mean, it's actually, no. Mighty Blow first would be okay. I don't like going block than Mighty Blow on the Nurgle Warriors. I feel like you should always... If you're going block first, I feel it should always be followed by guard. Unless you rolled like a strength up or something, anyway.
I understand why you say that, but if you took Mighty Blow first, what's the next thing you're taking?
I mean, you may a few different things potentially.
I mean, you could take Claw, but you're gonna want to take Block because you want to blitz with your one Mighty Blow piece. Because I'm assuming he took that before he got his Mighty Blow Claw Pestigor.
Okay, so
I always like to have one reliable hitter that has Mighty Blow before I start guard spamming. And since that's the only one that got Mighty Blow, I don't hate that. This is coming from a lizard coach. My first, all my lizards get either block. I get one with wrestle first, sometimes, and then typically the first one that hits level 3 gets Mighty Blow. Everyone after that gets either guard or break tackle.
Okay, well, like
I want to have that one guy who can blitz and hit with a 2-die block fairly reliably.
I mean,
to have some punch.
that's fair, but the thing with the lizards is, in this comparison, is lizards don't really care about how strong their opponents are. Not until like late TV anyway. They all, unless they're playing against Khemri, they always outstrength their opponent. So they don't
That,
need a lot of guard until they're at late TV where the other teams start getting guard spam.
true, but Nurgle and Chaos. Well, Nurgle is also a control team more than I think a kill team.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly just because of how slow they are. But also, they're kind of like a combination between Chaos and Lizards, where they got the control of Lizards, but they also need the removals that Chaos teams need to win games. And so getting that mighty blow to get some KOs, get some key stuns, start casing people off the pitch, I don't hate that as your first level 3 Nurgle Warrior.
Okay, so let me just break down my reasoning for you here. Nurgles are a high strength team. I believe they are tied for third with dwarves and chaos in the strength department. I said dwarves. No, I meant orcs.
You mean
orcs and
access
chaos.
to strength?
No,
access to strength?
No, I mean in terms of the strength stat on their team. They have a whole lot of strength 3 people and also 4 strength 4 people. And also a big guy. They have a lot of strength on their team, which can be difficult for other teams to deal with, unless the other teams have guard. That's why dwarves need to spam guard, because they have no strength 4 players, so they need guard spam, otherwise they get out strength by everything. But if you take a high strength team and then you spam guard on it, you make it basically impenetrable, because no one can break through your high strength when it is also surrounded by guard players.
I mean, I don't disagree with that, but when you got a Nurgle warrior who's Agi 2, you're not scoring touchdowns with them very often, and you're playing the long game. I don't hate having that first one being Mighty Blow. That's all I'm saying, because they level up so slowly. So if you can get that one guy to get the trifecta of block, guard, Mighty Blow quick,
well,
I don't hate it.
That's the other thing, though. It doesn't really need anything after it has block and guard. Everything after that is just nice to have.
It's true, but you don't want to plan for them to die. Well, I mean, sometimes you probably do, because that makes it easier on you. Because you just, if you go into the game thinking, everyone's dead, we'll just rebuild after that. It'll probably be easier on you when you do lose your one level 3 or level 4 player. But I still don't. It's so slow to level those guys up. The Mighty Blow, I don't hate it. I'm saying. I don't know if it's the right choice. Like, I think block guard is perfect. Like, that's a great choice as well. But I don't think it's an incorrect choice either.
I mean, I can't really say that. Well, I guess I sort of did just say it's an incorrect choice. I don't think it's a bad choice, whether I think it is the best choice or not. And in fact, I do not think it is the best choice. And I think I'm probably in the minority in thinking that, actually. But you know what? I wanted to get on my soapbox and talk about it.
Hey, you did it.
So here we are. Anyway, that was the Rotterhood. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. Indeed, the Rotterhood are... Let's see. That's 6 and 4. Wait, have they played their game this week? They have. Against the Elements of Style.
Yeah.
This second and third place teams played against each other and drew. And the Raisdorf have not played their Week 11 game. So, let's see. The Wood Elves are... Let's just pretend the Rage Dwarves lost their game. The Elements of Style are...
That would make them 5 points back.
Yes, that would be it. They're 5 points behind. And the Nurgles are, I believe, 6.
Ooh. With only 2 games to play at that point, since we're assuming that the Ragedorf lost. I don't see Ragedorf losing. 3 games. They would have to lose both their games for either of them to
Okay.
tie or lose.
So if Ragedorf loses every game that they play for the rest of the season, then the Rotterhood could get in that playoff spot. Who are they even playing against, I wonder? Bounce Castle Enthusiasts.
The Rotterhood has Click Click Splat next.
Followed by the Goblins. Followed by Elements of Style. Okay, actually no, it's impossible for Rotterhood. They've been eliminated because they need Ragedorf to lose, which would give the win to Elements of Style, which would also take away their victory.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Just because So it's between Elements of Style and Ragedorf, but Ragedorf needs to lose at least one and then tie their next game. I think, if my math is correct. Raven Poe has to tie Ragedorf for Elements of Style to have a chance. That's where we're assuming Ragedorf loses this week in this scenario.
Yeah. Elements of Style can still take over from Ragedorf, but Rotterhood cannot. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, that's sort of the playoff case for this one. I
want Unseen Walker to do it. I do. Mistace has been in Rel 1. He's done things.
Yeah, I'd
rather have this new guy do it.
It would be great to have the Galactic in playoffs, but I think between Mistace and Unseen Walker, I'd rather see Unseen Walker in playoffs.
Exactly. Suck it, Mistace.
Okay, and I think we will pass at looking at the games from this week because I have people yelling in my background and I want to hurry up, but also because there's not really that many games to look at. So let's go to 9C. One of these games hasn't been played.
Yeah, 9C. We got the All Orc No Play and Furl, its Economy of Scale, have not played yet. And actually, I just got messaged by Fugio. He said he's having internet problems this week, and he was asking for a admin to message. So I'm going to tell him it stays. So
yeah,
hopefully,
it looks like Economy of Scale was given the admin win.
Already?
No, I mean for week 10. I don't know about this week.
Well, that week 10 is the game that they were supposed to play.
Oh, well, I mean, the week has rolled over, so.
Oh, when did that happen?
Or at least maybe it hasn't confirmed 9C yet, because this game hasn't actually been confirmed yet.
I wonder if... So I just got the message saying that his internet was bad. I wonder if they were playing while we were doing this, and it actually... because it was an internet timeout concede. And so he's trying... So when he messaged me asking if there's an admin online, see if he can get it reset. But I don't know. Let's check the bi-week dice haul.
That is possible. It is a concede, so that might have been a connection drop.
Yeah, looking at the dice haul, I do not see Mistays rolling a bi-week for Economy of Scale. So it looks like they tried to play and internet happened.
Yeah, I mean, it is not a bi-week. It is a concede, so it's not a usual drop. That much is certain.
So it looks like they're still working on it, and it might still happen. So
okay,
I don't know what's happening.
Hopefully it happens, but it'll be the last we talk about it. So, first game on the list. Hey, this name looks familiar. Rock'em Sock'ems win 2-0 against the Dead Presidents.
Yep, and we had a dead loner line elf did his job. He lasted all of one turn.
But hey, new zombie for the undead.
Exactly. It was an interesting game.
And he got MVP as well.
Yeah, the Deadline Elf.
Oh.
He just did everything.
Please tell me that he did work on for the Dead Presidents.
I don't think he actually saw the field because I could not remove a single one of his pieces other than serfs, and all the serfs did no damage.
Well,
so,
I mean, you did inflict 2 KOs and an injury.
The injury was to his chainsaw player that he got.
Oh, okay.
And that was fairly early.
Yeah, and hurting a chainsaw is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Yeah, that's fair. But, I mean, you came out with the 2-0 win, so clearly the inability to hurt the undead did not slow you down.
I know. I'm getting used to elf style ball from playing a control and bash game. I've without having Mighty Blow do anything for 5 straight weeks, I'm still doing okay. So
I mean, to be fair,
I'm learning how to elf.
To be fair, having Mighty Blow at all on the elf team is like pretty good.
Yeah, if only it worked.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on. Next up, mammals of unusual size. What? Oh, actually, this was a what? Did Dwarfs of Duncan drop?
They did. I actually talked to Miss Stace about this, and Dwarfs of Duncan are no longer in the league. And they will be an admin game for the rest of the season.
When did that happen?
Last week. I would have said something, but the last week you guys were recording, but you guys were recording while I was seeing Avengers, so it didn't.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to, because I remember, yeah, they've actually been gone for a while. I just didn't realize it right away. I'm remembering now. I realized that they dropped last week, and now I'm realizing it again because I forgot. Okay, so Amazons get a free win against what would otherwise be a really hard game for them. Next up, we have Dauntless Unicorn versus the Crawdad Zydeco Experience, with the humans winning 2-0.
And I'm still mad at Rock Lobstrosity. I told him he was supposed to lose this game so I could be ranked ahead of him, but unfortunately, he decided to win it out of spite.
I mean, that's how it goes, right? He even killed someone. Oh, actually, no, he suffered a death. Wait, no, he did kill someone. I can't read the scoreboard.
He killed one of his blitzers, actually, which it was a rookie blitzer, so it wasn't too bad. But he also move busted the other one.
Okay, those are some good results.
Yeah.
Except in your case for the part where he won.
I know. What can you do?
What can you do, indeed? Maybe beat him, maybe.
I did beat him. Beat him.
Okay, well, then what are you complaining for? Oh, hey, you know what, though? The Fat Earthers finally got a win.
I am so happy about that. And I think they're actually going to get another win. Oh, no, they got the Orcs next week, so we'll see if they might still get another win.
It is theoretically possible.
For some reason, I thought they had the Chaos Dwarves next, and so they were going to get another one like on top of it. But
honestly, though, I'm actually just, I know they've been having a rough season, so I'm actually just really glad to see that they've been sticking it out. Like,
yeah, I think they're going for just development and then going for season 2, which for an ogre team, I feel like it's easier in your later seasons as a stunty team to still be relevant than it is for a halfling or a goblin team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you look at the stunty leaderboard, most of the ogre teams that are doing well are second season ogre teams. So I can totally buy that. I think the rookie halfling. Actually, okay, look, there's only one stunty team that is not an ogre team that has made it to its second season this season. It is Monty's team.
Mr. Christie?
It is Monty's team. Maybe there's 2 actually. Monty's
Mr. Christie's is a second season.
Okay, so there's 2 then. I have it like right here. I can just look. There's not very many though, is what I'm saying.
Most stunty teams last 1 season, if that. really, for being honest.
Yeah, there are 2 halfling teams that are season 2 teams. One of them is on REL 7, and one of them is which is Mr. Christie, and one of them is in Big O3, which is Monty. And Monty's actually not doing terribly either, but we're not the Big O3 recap cast.
That is true.
So anyway, Red Runt Rage versus Wood Elves United. Stunties did not win this game, with Wood Elves getting 4-1.
I saw the last 5 turns of this one. I thought Red Runt Rage could have made it 3-2. They had turned, I think, 14 scored, and they were going up against a tree and 3 elves and defending with 9 players. And they did their best to keep them from scoring, but that Wood Elf catcher is unstoppable.
They inflicted a lot of KOs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, honestly, playing against Wood Elves as any stunty team is just suffering. Like, they can score every other turn, and there's not really anything you can do about it.
I've never put a bounty on anyone before, but I want to put a bounty on Lux Beautiful Leaf, because he did the exact same thing to me when we played each other. He just did ridiculous, crazy elf shenanigans and won.
Well, I've put several bounties on players and yet to pay them out, although that's going to change at the end of the season. But
so Luke 4444, if you see Lux Beautiful Leaf's bounty, and know it was from me.
But what I'm saying is, now's the time to do it if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
That, or else do what I did and go for the spite bounty and bounty someone the next season who wronged you.
Oh, he's going to stay on the bounty board until he's dead. I think that's the only way I can do it.
Okay, so last game of the division, Mystery Science Goat 3000 versus Nerves with the this one's also undead, right?
Yeah, Nerves is an undead team.
With undead winning 1-0.
And I saw the match report last night. They played kind of late. It wasn't unsurprising to me because Negative Pro hasn't gotten a huge amount of development on his team.
Negative Pro is still a pretty new coach as well. So
yeah, but he got 4 level ups in this game.
Oh, did
which
he?
Is nice.
Oh yeah, look at all that SPP.
I'm not quite sure
on both teams actually. Wow. Just
it's
killing the crap out of each other.
Yeah, there was a lot of regen though for Nerves. So he inflicted 3 casualties, and it looks like only one of them stuck. So I don't know what else got cased, but for it to be with that many injuries on the Chaos side, it makes me think that that those casts came late for it to only be 1-0.
It's possible. At the very least, they probably came in the second half.
That or there are
either
also
that or
KOs.
Everyone just got back up.
Yeah, there are 8 KOs. That's a lot of KOs to take.
But if let's see, say Negative Pro, if Negative Pro was on the offensive in the first half, then I could totally believe it. He lost too many players to score, but he didn't get the ball stolen. Nerves is probably not going to score early in the second half.
This is what I remember from the match report. I'm just looking at it right now. 26 tackles by Nerves, 21 armor breaks. How do you do that against AV8?
That is gross and disgusting. And also, some of that might be from vowels, to be fair.
That is true.
But even so, that ratio is insane. That is statistically way over what the average should be.
Yeah, it is. It's not impossible. It's definitely possible.
It's improbable.
Highly improbable. Yeah.
Not that I can really talk. I do this bullshit all the time. Mind you, all of my armor breaks turn into stuns. So that's sort of the trade-off. I got tons of armor breaks, and none of them are ever removals.
Yeah, it looks like half of his were removals. He got 12
Mm-hmm.
removals throughout the entire game. That's more than half, actually. That's insane.
Okay. So, any teams you want to look at?
I don't know. What did you guys cover last week?
Okay, I honestly don't remember. I don't know what any of the teams that I've covered are at this point. My record keeping for this season has completely broken down, except for the Stunty Cup, and you
Okay,
had damn well better believe I'm going to keep on top of that.
fair enough. So let's take a look at the old semifinalist in our division, Crawdad Zydeco Experience and Rock Lobstrosity.
Okay. I mean, for a human team, this is pretty good.
Oh, and Luke4444 just messaged me. He's like, how can you bounty the best player in 9C? And I'm going to tell you, because you're listening right now, it's because he's disgusting and he needs to die. All right, so now let's go back.
Okay, so yeah, there are some kind of odd level up decisions on here. Like, nothing that I would consider bad, but definitely odd. Like, going guard into stand firm on a blitzer is kind of weird.
I
Going
don't hate it.
movement into frenzy on a blitzer, excuse me, kind of weird. And yeah, I don't hate it. None of these are bad. They're just weird.
They're unexpected. I feel like that's what Rock Lobstrosity does, though, because I watched his playoff run last season with his Dark Elves, and he played and even in the game that I played against him, he played in a way that I was not expecting. Like, it wasn't like bad play per se. He definitely left more openings. It was a gameplay of higher risk, higher reward. And it came down to me winning a game off of, I wouldn't even say winning, but giving me an opening to potentially win on a quad skull roll. If that didn't happen, he probably would have taken it. But because that happened, his ball carrier was susceptible for a sack.
Well, that's
so
that's just greed.
Yeah, well, it's not so much that as much as I feel like he likes to play a higher risk, higher reward gameplay and play the mental game of let's give them something that they don't expect and see how they deal with it.
Oh yeah, no, like
kind of.
I actually do completely understand that though. Like my playstyle is actually pretty similar to that. Like people don't often stream my games, but when they do, they almost invariably criticize my positioning. And to be fair, like I have really loose positioning, but where I'm going with this is like I do like a lot of risk assessment in my play. I am willing and frequently will take a moderate risk for a large reward. And I think Lobstrosity is sort of a similar case. And I know the reason I play like that is because I'm a big stunty coach. So that sort of infects my play for other races, for other teams. I don't know that is necessarily the case for Rock Lobstrosity, but well, he has the right mentality.
Oh yeah, I mean he's proven that he can do it, and he's doing very well this season for a human coach. 6-1-3s in 4th place, for now, but it's weird. It's hard for me to explain. It's just when you're playing him, you're like, how does this work for him? And it does. It just does. And I went up against the frenzy movement 8 guy. I went up against the guard stand firm guy, and he puts them in positions to be successful, and it works.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely look forward to seeing this team next season. That is definitely still well within the purview of when human teams are good. Like, he may start falling off after that, but you know what? A season 2 human team that can do really well. I want to see it happen.
Human teams really need a lot of stat ups when it comes to the late game. So he might want to start recycling some of his plays. I feel like the blitzers are good. blitz. Anybody with strength access really is gonna be fine. It's players that don't have strength access on normals that have an average stat line don't do well without stat ups.
Yeah, like I think humans have a similar problem to dwarves at late TV, where they have low stats and that hurts them. But whereas dwarves, like it really hurts them. I think it's actually not as bad with humans, because like the thing is, they still have the 3-3-3-3-3 crap, but it only takes like a couple of doubles before you have as much guard as most dwarf teams will have, and crucially, you are so much faster. Like humans have a 8 movement catcher. This is a potential natural one turner if it rolls right. Admittedly, that is stat ups, but still.
I mean, it's just as likely to get a natural one-turner with a human catcher as it is with a wood elf or pro elf team.
It does take fewer level ups with the wood elf, though.
Because they already have sprint, yeah. But, I mean, you need to get to 10. You need to have sprint. He's already got dodge. The only thing you can ask for at that point is an agi up on top of it. But, I mean, humans are... I love humans. That's one of my first teams that I ever played with. Like, I love humans. It's once I get to about 1400, 1500 TV, that's when I start having issues with them.
I've actually never played a human team.
Yeah. Human teams are a lot of fun. I would definitely suggest doing it because they can do some really weird stuff.
I could definitely see doing it for a side league. But in fact, I almost did it for Chaos Cup, but I decided to go with Amazons instead because you know.
They are the epitome of balanced team. They start with every skill you need.
Okay.
You got dodge on your catchers, block on your blitzers, and sure hands and pass.
In terms of this team in particular, actually, there is one thing that caught my eye though. Rolled a double on the thrower, took dodge.
I don't hate it. If he's going to be your primary ball handler and running, you'd want to dodge away to have a normal throw modifier. I don't know what else you would... I wouldn't put guard on him, because if he's your one thrower and he's going to also be your ball carrier, you don't want to leave him base to get knocked out. So I don't hate the dodge roll. That's what I would take on a double myself.
Objectively, dodge is almost never a bad choice, because it's one of the best skills in the game. But I feel like on a thrower, that is a wasted double. Or not wasted, but underutilized.
Are you saying he should have taken strong arm instead?
For example, yes.
I don't think either of those are a wrong choice, really.
I mean, it's like on a human lineman. You could take doubles, or you could take dodge on a double on the human lineman, but you're probably better off taking guard. It's the... I think any argument you can make for the human lineman also applies to the human thrower, only it can also take strong arm.
If you were taking strong arm, I feel like you would have to take nerves of steel. On a normal roll, just because you want that dodge to get away. Because it does two things. One, it helps you get away from somebody who's based you, and also if somebody's hitting you, that's one less. If they don't have tackle, that's one less thing that one less side of the die that will take your guy down.
I mean, so if you're using the thrower as a thrower, though, you should take thrower skills. And if you're not using the thrower as a thrower, then it doesn't need dodge because it's handing off to someone else.
I get that, but not everything always goes according to plan. So that's all I'm saying is I don't hate the dodge. I can see the argument for the strong arm. I personally, as a human coach, and I have a thrower that rolled doubles on his first level up, I took dodge.
Okay.
I like that.
Fair enough. I am self-admittedly not a human coach, so okay. And we are running short on time, so I think we will not look at a second team for this division. I feel like that's iffy because there's more teams in this division, but you know, like Unless there's another team you really want to look at.
I feel like 2 weeks ago we did every team, so
Yeah.
one team is fine.
Okay. I mean, maybe some teams have gotten a little bit more coverage, but I feel like everyone has definitely gotten some coverage. So
Yeah.
okay. So economies of scale, somewhat unsurprisingly, unless this game gets played.
They've already reset
it. Got reset, so I guess it's being played.
Yep.
Hopefully the Orcs win. They are currently in the lead if they do not lose the game they're currently playing.
Yep. They are 9-0.
Right
Might be
behind-
10-0.
Right behind them is Nerves. And then
9-1.
it sort of drops off a cliff.
Yeah, it's definitely a season where it's going to either be Nerves or Economy of Scale. I don't see any. I'm already mathematically eliminated. I'm in 5th. So
I wanted to be Nerves, and I'm not just saying that because they were my pick for Harngsworth's path to playoffs. No,
I have no favorite when it comes to Economy of Scale and Nerves. I just want to see the best team win, but I've already played Nerves and I play Economy of Scale this week, and I'm going to try my best to win that game.
Okay, so at the very least, I don't want the Lizardmen to win without losing a game.
Exactly.
Somebody needs to be the one. I cannot tell you how much I care that does not happen.
I understand.
It's like a whole thing, but you know what? Here's the Cliff Notes version for people who want to know. Blame Wave.
Sounds like a sore subject. But yeah, so we got.
I beat him last season, so I'll always have that.
You've got it. It's you've got it.
Not
you guys
this
are both
season,
in roll
though.
1 now, though, right? Oh yeah, yeah. So, and then
this season was rough. I played him right after I got murdered by Sauce.
Oh. Well.
Anyway. Let's look at a match or two for this week. Since we didn't look at at the second team. That seems fair. Let's look at one at least.
All right.
So the one that is interesting to me is, let's see if I can find it. Oh, hey, right here. Economy of Scale versus the Rockin' Sockums.
I'm cautiously scared. So, you know how people say cautiously optimistic about something?
Mm-hmm.
I am cautiously, what's the opposite of optimistic? Pessimistic about this one. I played Lizards for 2 years only, up until I re-rolled to Dark Elves.
So you know how to play against Lizards.
I do know I know the weaknesses of Lizards, so I have that. I don't know if my team has the ability to do that, though, because they have a propensity to fail at critical moments.
Well, how much tackle do you have?
I need to talk to them. I only have 1.
Okay, any Dauntless?
No Dauntless.
How?
I've got a lot of guard, though. I have 3 guard pieces. He has 0.
Well, hopefully you roll really well on your armor dice.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough.
Or just do stunty bullshit. I mean, your elves is close enough.
I'm my plan, and I kind of don't want to say it because Furl's definitely gonna watch this because I know he watches these. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you my plan.
Okay.
Suck it, Furl. You're going down.
Save it for the game night. Okay. Yeah. I predict a draw.
That would be fine.
Don't get me wrong. I want you to win, but I don't think that's going to happen.
It'll be tough.
I think a draw is more likely.
Yeah.
Also, honorable mention: Redwood Ridge versus Mr. Science Goes 3000. I'm not going to predict who's going to win this, but I'm interested in watching that match.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. I also want to see Crawdad's Zydeco Experience versus Manimal of Usual Size, just mainly because they're 2 guys that I know pretty well from the league, so it'd be fun to watch those guys
Humans
play each
versus
other.
Amazons.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to say closing us out?
Everybody, I actually, this is one thing that I would like to say. It's not so much people that I've dealt with recently, but it's just something that has happened throughout the season. And I know there's a lot of new coaches here, but the R in REBBL stands for Reddit. So, and I know
Oh,
9C has been
yeah.
struggling a lot with scheduling. Make sure you go to Reddit and check the scheduling thread,
Mm-hmm.
because there are guys that are trying to figure out when we're going to play this game, and I look at that thread each week because I want to watch you guys play too. So I want to see when you guys are playing, and it seems like there's always one person saying, "Hey, when do you want to play?" and there's no response. And the games are still getting played because they're
Mm-hmm.
being on Discord, and that's fine. But I've also had issues throughout the season where I'm also the guy posting in the Reddit thread and I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting no responses, and then I have to track you down on
Mm-hmm.
Discord or Steam.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just be nice if you just checked Reddit.
That is something that gets better as you get into higher divisions. Although there are certain coaches who are still just really bad about it.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
could
mad.
I could
I'm
name
I'm
names,
just
but
saying
I
it
think that
makes
would
everything.
reflect poorly on me.
Yeah. It's just something I think that would make everything easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I
All
mean
right.
you're right. Okay, and on that note, we are gonna sign off. So
All right.
until next time, ha- uh, until next time, have good games. This is Team Foul
Yes.
signing out. Bye.
Bye.